Welcome back. And I know it's been a while since I've put a meaningful video out. And I figured since I haven't done anything in about 3 months, really, I think the last video I did was on Xenoblade Chronicles X and Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Why not come back with one of my all-time favorite games? That game that I'm talking about is Raidou Remastered. It has like a super long title, so I fucking Raidou Remastered: The Mystery of the Soulless Army. Yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Made up my mind to stay with you. Whether this is real or a bad dream, I'll keep watching you through a Ready?
Let's talk about this game. Let's talk about this game. You know what really pisses me off about this game? That it's not turn based. I hate action RPGs. I hate hack and slash. It. Why didn't they just make this game turn based? Really? Like you really think that I want to be, getting into skirmishes and finishing them in like, a minute, 2 minutes top? No, I want to take at least I want the loading screen from the transition from, wandering and exploring to take like 20, 30 seconds, and then I want to get thrown into a battle that's turn based, and I also want to like not be able to land hits and miss, or waste a turn because I attacked the enemy with an element that they completely negate or nullify. Like this is crazy, bro. Like just look at this.
Jeez, strong. You punk! I'm gonna split your skull!
Yeah, if turn-based RPGs are your thing, steer clear from this guy.
Spirit!
Well done.
I'm just kidding, guys. If you guys couldn't tell, I was being sarcastic. Everything that I was just saying about this game that I did not like, I actually genuinely love about this game. So here's the catch. This is my first time playing this game, but this is not my first time playing an SMT game, but this is the first time I played an SMT game that's like this. So if you're familiar with SMT, and yes, that to some degree includes Persona, you kind of know what you're in for. And let's take a recap on my SMT journey or Persona journey, whichever one. I started originally first with Persona 3 Reload. Now, Persona 3 Reload, I definitely enjoyed it. I was digging it. I was having fun. This is cool. I like the high school sim thing. I definitely like the high school sim thing more than I like Tartarus. And if you watch one of my earlier videos, like when I first started playing Persona 3, that was one of my main concerns was I didn't like Tartarus. I didn't like the dungeon crawling. I personally, you guys know how I am. I can't see myself doing turn-based combat for more than 60 hours. 60 hours is pushing it to me. That's not even the bare minimum. That's where I'm like done. I can't do this anymore. So after Persona 3, I mistakenly bought Persona 3 Portable thinking it was the portable version of Persona 3 Reload, and then I quickly realized that it wasn't, and then somehow I ended up playing SMT3 Nocturne, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne on the Switch, which isn't like the definitive edition. I don't know if it's the definitive edition. I've seen a lot of different people say different things about the remastered. Does it even hold the remastered? Let me see. Shin Megami Tensei 5, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remastered. It does. It does say Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remastered. So I was, there was people saying like, oh, they didn't even redo the cutscenes. Some of the cutscenes are still in like the fucking 420p or whatever resolution that it's in. And yeah, I mean, I didn't know anything about it. I just thought the game was cool. I was like, cool, this is dope. Like, it's like Persona, but the dungeons are better. Except it doesn't have the slice of life thing. It has more of the I'm a god and I'm going to ascend, or I'm a human ascending godship or something like that. And with SMT3, I was like, where's the story here? What was going on? Like, it was just there was no story. I mean, there was a story, but I was traveling, going in a certain direction, kind of just visiting hub spots in the overworld and just seeing what was going on there. The mannequins were creepy, and I was like, oh, well, the mannequins, like, whatever. They're doing their thing. I kind of twitch like a mannequin sometimes too. But anyways, so then SMT3, I don't know. I put like fucking like 30 hours into it, and then I got like the dungeons are crazy. I don't know. It's a whole different thing. And then Shin Megami Tensei 5 had gotten announced. 5 Vengeance. Right? So this is only last year. This has only been in the last year. And I was like, okay, all right. Hey, you know what? This game is coming out. This is a new game. I thought it was a new game. And I'm going to have my chance to play my first SMT game. And I did. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I know this is supposed to be a Raidou game, a video on Raidou, everything that Raidou does right and everything that it does wrong. But I need to add some pretext to it here because I'm fairly new to this series. I'm fairly new to the SMT thing and the Persona thing, and so of course it only it's only gonna help my cause if I explain exactly what it is that I see in these games that I like. So here's my hot take. Did I finish my previous point? No, I didn't. I played SMT5 Vengeance, which after playing it for a couple hours on PlayStation 4 and Switch, I realized that it was more of like an expansion in the same way that like Persona 3 Portable or Persona 3 FES or Fez or Persona 4 Golden is to the original Persona 4. Um, SMT5 Vengeance is essentially on a similar caliber. And so, of course, I that kind of pushed me into a deeper SMT hole. So I got my girlfriend ended up getting me SMT4 for my birthday last year, which my birthday's in like 2 weeks. So if you guys want to get me gifts or something, like feel free, feel free to bless me with whatever games that you guys want to get me or whatever. And I played. The funny thing was I didn't even have a 3DS to play SMT4. I didn't have a 3DS to play SMT4, so that stayed in the box for a long time. And then I ended up getting a 3DS in like over here casually scratching my foot. Okay, August, September, October, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, so then I started putting hours into that, and SMT4 is actually really good. I would have to say, out of my whole experience with SMT and Persona, SMT4 is by far my favorite, and I have been playing Persona 4. I bought it the other day, like a couple months back. It was on sale, and I've been enjoying the hell out of it. And it's a really good game. I'm sorry that I judged it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be next up in line to play Persona 5 because why the fuck not? But SMT4 definitely like had the better balance between the demon fighting Pokemon thing. Please don't cancel me for saying that. And the fusion and the story and the gameplay elements and the music and the artwork and the direction. It's all there. Persona 4 or Shin Megami Tensei 4 has it, right? Shin Megami Tensei 4 has it. But then I remembered before I got into any of these games, before I even played Nocturne, I picked up Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't remember when I picked them up. I picked them up because I was like, dude, these are super cool games. Um, just the artwork. I love the art direction. I love the colors. I love the whole digital devil saga. Like that sounds cool. Like ooh, digital, ooh, devil, ooh, saga. That means there's more than one. And then of course, I mean, I picked up the second one as well. You know, ooh, digital, ooh, devil, ooh, saga, ooh, two. That means there's one before this one. And so, yeah, I bought this protective case. They're not open. They're still sealed. They're in what I'm hoping because I paid a pretty good penny for these games. They're still in their hopefully their official wrapping. And so I paid a pretty good amount. I think I paid like $150 for both of them as a pack, not individually. So I didn't pay $300. Wait, $300? Yeah, I don't think I paid 300. I don't remember paying $300 because that's low key kind of crazy. But I think for both of them, I did pay about 100 something, 150. Let's just call it. And the thing about that is that I didn't have a PlayStation 2 to play them. I don't have a PlayStation 2. Somehow I had a PlayStation 3, and somehow while scrolling through the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation Network on the PlayStation 3, because it's real different. I could show you guys. It's real different compared to the PS4 and compared to the Vita, which is over here because I've actually been playing the Vita. Yeah, I was able. I downloaded SMT DDS one on the PS3 and I fucking hated it. I hated it. I hated it. The fucking fights were slow as shit. The fucking monsters were like fucking me up. There was like a bird with a nutsack on its chin. Um, and it wasn't for me. It was not for me. But you know what? There was one thing that I really did like about it that I absolutely love, and I knew from the beginning. The moment that I saw the box art on these games was the art direction. And I know you're wondering, side quest, side quest. What does this have to do with Raidou? I'll get to it, okay? Relax. You know how it is with me. I fucking talk all this bullshit, and then like the last 3 minutes of the video, I'm like, yeah, Raidou's a good game. Go pick it up, get it physically. Fuck the fucking game card key bullshit. Go get a physical copy. The art direction and the story and the mood and everything was like it. That's what I dig, bro. That's what sold it to me. I mean, fuck if I know how the game actually plays and how the story plays out. I actually do know because I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on it, but whatever. I'm trying to make myself look more like an asshole than I actually am. So yeah, where does Raidou fit in this? Where does Raidou fit in this? Well, if you guys don't know this, Raidou Remastered is a remastered version of Shin Megami Tensei's Digital Devil Summoner Raidou Kuzunoha, The Mystery of the Soulless Army, or some shit like that. I don't know, some crazy bullshit. So, I mean, that's a PS2 game, and I actually before this game even got like announced, um, I was looking at the PS2 copies of it because I was like, I want to play that game because Raidou's my favorite game, my favorite character. Raidou is one of the coolest devil summoners in the series. And how do I know that, you ask? Well, because he makes an appearance in Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remastered for the Switch. And little did I know that it wasn't actually Raidou that was supposed to be in that position that he was in. It was supposed to be Dante from Dante's Inferno. So there's all this confusion. That's where I'm saying like there's a lot of confusion and shit going on, and all of this crazy stuff. But even then, seeing Raidou fighting him as the Demi Fiend in SMT3 was by far the coolest experience for me. That was one thing that I remember that stood out to me in that game, that I said, I like that character. I want to know more about that character. And this was last year when I first started playing SMT3. I'll look up the date right now. I'll check up the date right now. And I was like, I want to know more about this character. Who is this character? I Googled him, and then it turns out like, oh, he had two PS2 games. Oh my god, that's so cool. How much are they? I'm not going to spend that much money on a PS2 game. And then let's fast forward, because I was talking in the past tense. Let's fast forward to April of this year, 2025, when the Switch 2 got its Nintendo Direct, and they were showing the games and stuff, and you hear the little intro, the and you see fucking Raidou doing his thing, and I was like, that's a fucking game that I'm gonna have to get, because there's no way in hell I'm gonna afford the PlayStation 2 original. So let's talk about what it is about this game that I like. I think that's how it goes. Fuck it, let's try it. Let's see. Let's do the little dance. Yeah, you if you've never played this game before, if you've never played an SMT game before, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say this is. I mean, it's a great entry point. Try it. It's fun. The thing is, so look. I mean, fucking. I feel like I'm sitting on my back. So look, here's the get down. Here's the gist of it. The SMT games, they're good if you got the time and the patience and shit. But here's one thing about them. Some of them are on consoles that either you're gonna have to pay up the ass for a 3DS or a DS. You're probably also gonna have to pay up the ass to get a physical copy on the DS or the PSP or the PS2 or the 3DS. I mean, the copy of Shin Megami Tensei 4 that my girlfriend got me for my birthday last year, I think she paid like $50 for it. But the thing is that it's a fucking bootleg, dude. Um, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. So the difficult thing about playing some of these older titles is that they're just on dead hardware, on dead software. Like they're just hard to get a hold of. So this game, getting a remastered and what they did with it, I've never played the original one, but holy shit, it's fun. It's good. Going into this game and playing it, it's an action hack and slash, fucking, you just whooping everybody's ass. To me, it was like a beat 'em up, and I love beat 'em ups. So I was like, cool, this is dope. This is like a beat 'em up. There's a few bosses. There's a few bosses in here that have, definitely made me pay attention more to how I'm playing instead of just, mindlessly tapping Y and X and, fucking just and then being done with it. So, that's what it is. The key difference here is that, yes, it is an action beat 'em up, hack and slash role playing game compared to this.
Take this! How's this?
Or this.
Don't overdo it. Ready for this? Let's kick some ass. Let's do it.
And this.
This isn't good. Your health. Come on, hang in there.
Now, yes, the traditional like Persona and SMT games like definitely has its thing. The one thing that I miss about SMT5 is or that I feel that SMT5 Vengeance doesn't have is that when in SMT3 Nocturne, when you punch somebody or the demon or whatever, it's like a fucking full blown putazo, bro. It's like you're fucking boom and the fucking whole screen shakes and you fucking hear it. And then with SMT5, it's like the music's so loud, and then there's like, Nahobino's like, and it's like the little squishy sound, and come on, bro. Like, Nahobino's so sick when he does the fucking shh. Like, that sucks. But, anyways, I feel like I've talked too much about SMT and Persona, and I should be talking about this game, right? So let's get down to it. It does the combat. The combat is fun. It's addicting. I like hack and slash. Not just hack and slash, like where you're just fucking everybody up and it's like, oh, I'm unstoppable, and then you fight a boss and it's like low key kind of easy and you're just whatever. I like it when it has a little bit of strategy, it has a little bit of tactics, has a little bit of you're not just gonna fucking slash your way through everything. And this game definitely has that because there's been a couple bosses. I've only died once, but there's been a couple bosses where I've been pretty close to, dying and not because I'm not paying attention because I'm just mindlessly pressing buttons. And I think that's a really good balance. Another thing is that the chapter system, the way that they do the chapters, like for the most part, like the first like 2 or 3 chapters are like anywhere between 4 and 5 hours long, and then some of the chapters after can be anywhere between like an hour and a half to 2 hours long. And I think that really changes up the pace because an issue that I have with Resident Evil 4, the remake and the original one, is that if you sit down to play that game, it's so action packed. Like it's just constantly demanding. Like it's so fast paced that it's after playing for an hour or two, it's like holy shit, bro. Like I feel personally like mentally drained and not physically exhausted, but it can be exhausting sitting here and like I mean that's crazy. It's 2025 and I'm saying that it can feel draining to sit here and play a video game. Either I'm old or these games are really demanding of your time and attention. And that does kind of come off as a bad thing sometimes because it's like when you want to play a chill game and you want to draw like can you tell me that you've played Dark Souls 1, 2 or 3 or Bloodborne or Elden Ring laying down, like just chilling, like full fucking spread eagle, fucking whether it's with a control and you're sitting there and you're fucking you're staring like this or you're staring way the fuck over there and you can do that. I mean I know people have done crazy shit before, like play it with a Guitar Hero remote or the DK bongos and shit. Um, but they were not doing that shit laying down. I mean, if there are people that can do that, I mean, shout out to you. Then nothing's stopping you, especially this game. But you guys know what I'm saying. Animal Crossing, I'm gonna get into bed, fucking curl up with a blanket and a nice hot water, a nice cup of hot water, and I'm not gonna have any problems. But my point is that it's fast paced. It's got its really good pacing. The fighting and the story progresses at a very nice pace, and I like that. I like that. I don't want to be stuck in one area for too long, and I don't want to be stuck in an area for not long enough. SMT5 Vengeance. At some point, I didn't realize what the fuck was going on because I hadn't seen a cutscene or anything really important happening for like 5 hours. So I was like, is this game just open world? You know, what am I supposed to be doing? And this game doesn't have that problem. But see, the thing is I also don't want to categorize it with the other SMT games because it's not like any other SMT game. It isn't. As far as I know, a lot of the SMT games have been like turn based, and I think I saw one that's like a strategy, like a tactics ogre kind of thing. So it is kind of difficult to compare this to apples and oranges or apples and applesauce. Well, I guess this would be the applesauce. But overall, I mean, I dig it. I like the characters, and really, the reason why I brought in the other SMT game like Digital Devil Saga is because this world. Now, I'm gonna fucking. There's gonna be some spoilers, right? I'm gonna say some crazy shit here. This world, like this character and this art design. Let me hit my vape. Look at me hit my vape. It's like the I don't even want to say like the old school SMT because I'm still trying to figure it out myself, right? I'm trying to figure all of this out myself. But the artwork, the characters definitely look like these guys right here, right? Look, there's a better picture in the back. They definitely look like these guys, and I'll post the fucking picture on the thing, and so that made me kind of excited because I know there's a lot of people who have been with the series a lot longer than I have that want to see these games remade, that want to see these games reimagined or remastered. I would think maybe like a better remaster than they did with SMT3. Because SMT3 does have a lot of problems. Here, I mean, I don't know how the fuck they did it, but it's there's no 480 or 420p or whatever the fuck it is. Cutscenes here. The cutscenes do look a little funny because I mean they're just done in that art style, that aesthetic, and personally I like it. But the main thing that gets me is that I think for a lot of the SMT games, we have seen a lot of end of the world situations. So like SMT5 Vengeance. I mean, yeah, they're in like a fucking fake simulacra of Tokyo or some shit like that. Um and then in SMT4 they're in a fake, or I wouldn't say fake, but they're in a village that thinks that it's I don't know, fucking 1800s or the 1600s, whatever, samurais, and then they go into like destroyed Tokyo, which I mean makes sense. It's kind of like SMT. It's like an SMT thing. Like if I made my own series, I would definitely put like New York. Hey, it's New. I'm American. Hey, New York. I'm walking over here. Um, SMT3 kind of still has that like artwork. I do like the Demi Fiend a lot. I do like the character design and the world design and everything. But my point is, it's always like an end of the world scenario, right? SMT 5, 4, 3, especially Digital Devil Saga. Like if you've played DDS 1 or 2 or 1 and 2, you know that shit is very fucked up and things are not okay and everything is wrong. But with SMT, I don't even. They dropped the moniker for this game, so I don't even know if it's SMT fucking Raidou, whatever. But for Raidou Remastered, the mystery of the Soulless Army, you're in like a perfectly somewhat healthy version of Tokyo. I think it's like 1920s Tokyo, Japan. It might not even be Tokyo. 1920s Japan, and like, I mean, it's just look at it. Like the colors, it's vivid, it's beautiful. It has the same kind of character design as DDS One. I don't know, aside from maybe Shin Megami Tensei 3, if they have that same character design, because they do low key kind of look a little different. They look a little more like refined. Like if the dude that did the characters in DDS One like was kind of like just graduated college or something and was like, yeah, look, these were what my characters look like. And then after like I don't know, like a couple years, he went and like did like, yeah, this is what my characters look like now. That's what it looks like. And so Shin Megami Tensei 3 isn't in his case. And so really what I'm saying here with this statement, aside from it being a good game, and if you haven't played it, go out and buy it, get the physical copy, show the fucking man that you want physical. My theory is, especially with the Persona 4 R, I forget what the R stands for, remake or reload or rewatch, whatever the fuck they were gonna do with it. Um, is that maybe, especially, I mean, because fucking look at Raidou, dude. Like this, nobody saw that coming. I don't think so. Not me, at least. Maybe they're going to remake or remaster SMT1, SMT2, SM, SMT Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2, because people have been asking for it. And really, go show your support. Go fucking play this game. If you've never played an SMT game, don't worry about that. They're low key kind of, I mean, they're good, but they're low key kind of overhyped. If you really like get into the lore and the world and the demon hunting and fighting and shit, like you'll get into it at your own pace, right? So just go and get Raidou. Go and get Raidou. It's the easiest game to get into and to play, in my experience. I've easily dumped hours into this game. It came out on Thursday. It's gonna be a week. Today's Tuesday. 2 more days and it'll be a week. Um, yeah, because really, realistically speaking, if you've been curious about the SMT or Persona thing, I've saw some stories where Persona players had never played an SMT game. That's interesting. Now that's crazy. That's bananas. But you know if you want to play an SMT game or you want to get like familiar with like the lore and the world and how shit works, aside from the press turn combat or whatever it's called, pick up Raidou, play Raidou Remastered, and then maybe consider buying a 3DS if you don't have one and playing SMT4 because that's like the best one. And if you can't do that, then go and wait until SMT5 Vengeance is on sale on the Switch or the Switch 2. If you got a Switch 2, you're a big dog. You're making big bucks, you're making big money, and get it on sale. I think I picked up no, I picked up SMT5 Vengeance full price. I got it on release day, and but I think you can get it at GameStop. I've seen it as low as like $20, like when they have their deals and shit. And go and play SMT5. And if not, wait for Persona 4. If you have a PS5 and you're a big dog and you're making big bucks, you have a PS5, wait till Persona 4 R remake or rewatch or whatever they're calling it and play that. Or you could just play Persona 3 Reload, which is good. It's a good entry point. It's what got me into the series, but I'm just built a little different. As a little side note, I started playing SMT Strange Journey last night, and it took about 40 minutes for me to get my first encounter. Um, it was a lot of reading. I know it's the beginning of the game, but it was a lot of reading. So I probably won't be playing that game. And also, I'm still trying to figure this stuff out. Look, so if you're like super hardcore into SMT and shit, and like about the Megaten and all that stuff, um, I'm confused because SMT 1 and 2, I guess, never got a release in the West, and you can emulate it and play it with the fan translation. So that's why I have the theories that I do, because it's like there's two games, and if you've played this game, and spoilers, there's a DLC that I guess ties this story with SMT2 somehow. I don't know. I've never played SMT2. I've never played this game, and I haven't been able to read the case files on the DLC case files on how it connects with SMT2. But that's where my theory is that potentially, because we've never gotten these games in the West, that we might just get them, whether it's like a fucking super shitty port or a remaster. So anyways, thanks for watching my video. That's been my rant on SMT and Persona and why love them so much and why I've been enjoying this game so much. I know I feel like I really didn't talk about Raidou, but I mean, what do you want? You could go watch one of the other guy that has like a million views already. That's like, yeah, it's like 8 minutes long, and he's like, yeah, Raidou, it's got good music. I found myself, hello, welcome to fucking so and so, Raidou Kuzunoha and the Soulless Army, really good. Overall, I give it a 5 out of 8 or some shit. Whatever. I'll see you guys on the next one. I do have a lot to talk about, so I'll see you around.